did a phenomenal job in that first half, and I love, to your point, Matt, again, the 5 assists, only 1 turnover leading this Raptors team.
Tonight's smooth play brought to you by Gillette, the best your game can get. As Jacoby Walter makes a move, here's R.J. Barrett on the attack, gets denied by Bona. 3-on-2 break headed the other way, and swooping to the bucket. A good job by the Raptors getting back, and Scotty B off of the miss by Walker. And a
15 assists, they're moving the ball well, but they just need to
do your playing. However, you still have to be 70% from three-point range against the Raptors. And as Savannah mentioned, Philadelphia in the first half 3 for 17 from 3. Sixers, they've dropped now 7 consecutive entering tonight. Their last time they won, that was in Dallas. The denial there. Here's Scotty getting out in transition.
Nice block shot by Orlando Robinson, not hesitating. Scotty running the floor, Shed getting the ball in his hands so he can finish with the 2-hand dunk.
And maybe this gets Scotty going, getting downhill as well and not settling. And, you know, he said he wants to play, and this is just leading by example, but I would like to see him get going. There it is, pass to an open shot, and that's how you lead for the good of the team moving forward.
6 points, 5 rebounds, that's his second assist, and Jacoby Walter knocks down his second 3. Pressure on the ball, Shed, and Butler using the bonus screen. Good job by not only Shed to recover, but Robinson getting in the mix.
Defender, and you keep him on your hip. That interior
to 5 in a game.
Hear me out, like a Jokic, where he can stuff the stat sheet. He can get you close to a triple-double. His numbers can almost look like that, to where he's getting 15, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. He has that ability to rebound. RJ has focused more on that since he's been here in Toronto, just being his overall game. If they can put that together, add some pieces, look out for this team in the future.
Shed up top, guarded by Butler, working with Barnes, gets to the foul line. You love
much of a threat, whether he's catching on a swing, and catching drive, and once that jump shot becomes more consistent from the 3-point range, he's really going to be a threat.
But it goes back to what we just said, his ability to make plays out of that position.
Yes.
He sets the screen, gets to the elbow. He can use his pump fake. He can finish, or he can do just that, drop off and create a triple-double, a walking triple-double night in and night out.
Here's Butler. Number you want to use, but you get him in that 1-4, 1-3, 1-5 pick and roll action. To your point, Al, that right now you know you're going to get the switch more than likely, and he can take advantage of that. Here's R.J. Barrett with a 3, surpassing Vince.
And when the Raptors won, as you handle Shed's pressure, which a lot of guards in this league, young guards, could not really handle. We've watched night in, night out, but Butler's doing a good job. But you talk about the Raptors team when they won the championship. Wow. I hope Scotty was thinking.
He thought he was getting a foul.
Yeah, he's having a word with Evan Scott, and he's still talking to Evan Scott, and Butler gets Raptors for players that are 24 years of age and younger, and Scotty's in there, and of course R.J. Barrett is in there as well. They have combined to score 5,573 points for the Raptors. That's the second most in the NBA, trailing only Houston, and we know what the Houston Rockets are doing right now. They've won 9 of 10, currently second in.
Those Houston Rockets are they're really playing well at the right time of the year, sticking to it. Coaching staff is phenomenal. They really stick to the plan, and they hammer it home. And you can tell the players they're playing with an identity. They have a toughness about them. They have leadership with them.
With a bucket there. Cleveland, they're playing right around 500 basketball over the last couple of weeks. Boston, now all of a sudden, as Scotty's jumper doesn't go, and Walker with a rebound, the Celtics have won 8 in a row, and now they're just 4 games back with just a couple of weeks left in the season. So they're playing the basketball they want to play at this time of the year down the stretch. Shed cut off by Bona. Here's Scotty in a 10-point game, rising up years, and then that 4th year. And when
you look at the consistency and you watch how the team and the fabric of this team, how it's hard every night, no matter who's in the lineup. So when you have a team and a culture being set like that, you have to appreciate it and reward it.
Phillies made 7 of their last 8 shots. Raptors have missed 5 in a row. And on the move on the inside. The first game had 16 points, 10
Draw as a defender in bunker spot so you can take away that pass. If not, you're going to be caught on the back, get that foul. So you really have to rotate down and crack down on that receiver when he gets that pass.
Shed the driving kick.
It's funny you say that because he was caught in between because he had a shooter there, so he was trying to be in both places, and Bona did a great job of sealing him to where, yes, that pass was made, and he was on the wrong side of that. But he did a great job of fouling, unfortunately, Bona hit too.
With his shot blocking ability. So as a defensive team, you have to rotate, you have to be on the same string at all times.
Mobo is available for 55 games. He has 9 20-point double-doubles this year. That's a career best, and we know what he can do defensively for the Raptors, and his offenses continue. So Scotty in the high post, so there's going to be a lot of different combinations, especially when you think about Brandon Ingram entering the mix next season. And
because now you play probably Scotty at the 4 with Ingram at the 3, RJ2. I guess they can flip-flop, and you have guys that are very versatile. You can put the ball in his hand when you need a bucket. RJ is developing to a guy like that. So now you just put the pieces. You put shooting around that. That's why I think these guys, these young guys are auditioning for that. You might not get a lot of plays run for you, but
when we reflect back to the 2019 Toronto Raptors, the thing you have to acknowledge is their versatility. Of course, you had Kawhi Leonard, you had some great young players, but their versatility, and you talked about it, Matt, when you could play big, you could play against the 76ers big team, and then you can go big with Serge and Gasol, and those guys were so unselfish. That team, I remember Serge having a phenomenal year that year, and when Gasol came, he went to the bench. New team with the Toronto Raptors, their versatility can really be an advantage.
And the one thing about playing with Big Mark is that you can play through him.
Yes. He can
be your facilitator, and everybody else can now be a scorer. Same you can do with Scotty Barnes.
Here's Edward to a 10-point game with 3:41 to go. And Mobo trying to go over Bona. And that shot doesn't go. Here's Walker.
Oh, nice pass.
And getting behind the defense. They've won 4 consecutive. The Raptors at the start of the day, 6 games back of Miami for that play-in spot. Walter has it taken away. Hood-Schifino at the Vino. And then signed a 2-way deal with Philadelphia back in February as they pick up the pressure here. Raptors lead by 6. Battle cut off, and then nice.
Look a little bit like Vincent Carter with the plant pivot back around off of one leg.
One of my favorites.
Oh my goodness! He just got about 4 or 5 feet higher, a little bit off of that leg.
Hood-Schifino with a bucket.
When I knew I needed counter moves, and I just couldn't out-quick guys all the time because I was seeing help. You're seeing 2 on the ball, or when I was getting in the paint, they were trying to get there early, not allowing me to have that, particularly playing against the Knicks.
Mobo with the 3.
Started to see multiple people and just needed great anticipation.
And then Walter unable to finish. Here's Council in the corner. Council spinning around in that point game. Mobo 17 minutes, 9 points, 5 rebounds. Playing productive here. Here he is on the roll. Stays with it. Finds Battle in the corner.
It off quick enough, so it is what it is. Now it's just efficiency, which he's, like you said, he's shooting 38, 40% somewhere in there. So just feeling comfortable and confident, continue to do that. And you knock down those shots with the 3 guys that we talked about, you will have a job.
For sure. And he does now the process is much faster.
And I'm a guy that, but at least if you 1-2 into your shot, you give yourself a chance.
No doubt about it. I learned that method in college. When I got to college, freshman year, it was something I had to adjust to, but we weren't allowed to shoot unless we stepped into it, whether it's coming off a screen or a kick out. And it worked for us because in my junior year, when we played judo over at North Carolina, and we beat the brakes off of you guys.
Beat the brakes.
Yeah, we won about a dub sack. I mean, we won about 20.
Good job by Robinson that time. Council The rivalry continues.
You played here?
Played here. Actually, we
Bagley.
played twice that year. We played
You
at
beat us
Maui.
twice. Yeah.
Yo, I think we blew y'all.
No, don't do that.
Sorry, we
Battle.
not. Matt calling the game. Man, he's not trying to hear this, man.
Here's Scotty getting another dime.